Okay, so last video we started the game out and managed to get the first piece of the Triforce, so that was pretty good. And I've mentioned that I'd never played the game before, which I hadn't really. The only thing I did prior to doing that is I did read the instruction manual. So now that we've got a taste of the game, we'll take a look through the manual and see what details in there might help us out along the way. So, The Legend of Zelda Instruction Booklet. This is a little difficult to read, so bear with me. A long, long time ago, the world was in an age of chaos. In the midst of this chaos, in a little kingdom in the land of Hyrule, a legend was being handed down from generation to generation. The legend of the Triforce. Golden triangles possessing mystical powers. One day, an evil army attacked this peaceful little kingdom and stole the Triforce of Power. This army was led by Ganon, the powerful Prince of Darkness, who sought to plunge the world into fear and darkness under his rule. Fearing his wicked rule, Zelda, the princess of this kingdom, split up the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 fragments, and hid them throughout the realm to save the last remaining Triforce from the clutches of the evil Ganon. At the same time, she commanded her most trustworthy nursemaid, Impa, to secretly escape into the land and go find a man with enough courage to destroy the evil Ganon. Upon hearing this, Ganon grew angry, imprisoned the princess, and sent out a party in search of Impa. Braving forests and mountains, Impa fled for her life from her pursuers. As she reached the very limit of her energy, she found herself surrounded by Ganon's evil henchmen. Cornered. What could she do? But wait, all was not lost. A young lad appeared. He skillfully drove off Ganon's henchmen and saved Impa from a fate worse than death. His name was Link. During his travels, he had come across Impa, Ganon's henchman. Impa told Link the whole story of the Princess Zelda and the evil Ganon. Burning with a sense of justice, Link resolved to save Zelda, but Ganon was a powerful opponent. He held the Triforce of Power, and so in order to fight off Ganon, Link had to bring the scattered 8 fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom together to rebuild the mystical triangle. If he couldn't do this, there would be no chance Link could fight his way into Death Mountain, where Ganon lived. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save Princess Zelda? Only your skill can answer that question. Good luck. Use the Triforce wisely. Alright, so there's a little backstory. Some hints on how to destroy Ganon. So those of you who have had trouble playing this game, read the story below. Read carefully. It has lots of useful hints. So we'll read the story text and then we'll go back and read the items at the bottom of the page. When Impa gave Link the order to destroy Ganon, she also told him of the history of the land of Hyrule and the layout of the 9 underground secret labyrinths. These layouts should be somewhere in this booklet. Did you find them? Relying on what Impa had told him, Link has to somehow make his way to Death Mountain. Link just might be able to find out where the mountain is by carefully studying where and when the monsters appear. In the forests and mountains there are several caves, and in these caves there live merchants, who will sell Link useful items. As well as buying things here, Link can get his hands on other things that he can't get elsewhere. Lots of amazing things happen in the springs. Link finds here and there. The fairies will give Link a whole new supply of life hearts. These aren't the only secrets to be found. The entrances to the underground labyrinths are hidden all over the place. There are also some entrances that are really hard to find. Nevertheless, somewhere you'll be able to find hints on how to solve these riddles, and once Link's found a labyrinth, he'll always get an item of treasure. Carry weapons such as boomerangs, etc., to match the enemy. This way Link can proceed with the fight more effectively. The skill to switch over quickly to the treasures select screen, remember the subscreen, and swiftly take out the treasures is really important. If you've got this skill, Link will be able to win through to the end. The labyrinth level display is important. It shows Link the way. If Link does not fight in the right level order, he might meet a miserable end at the end of the labyrinth. Don't rush forward too fast. It's dangerous. Lots of riddles are hidden in the underground labyrinths. Once Link's found the map and the compass, he can go forward checking each of the passageways one by one. Walk around and find all the rooms. For this, Link will have to increase his possessions a lot. In the underground labyrinths, Link will come across some doors that will close behind him once he's passed through them. Yet, there's always a way of opening them and escaping. Even if Link's closed in on all sides, he's not allowed to give up. Try anything to get out. Link's going to have a difficult time trying to destroy Ganon. He's real mean. But even Ganon has his weak point. Some friendly character in the game is sure to tell Link about it. Link has destroyed Ganon, and has managed to rescue Princess Zelda. Now that he's got a hold of the two Triforces, he once again goes off on his travels, making his way towards countries unknown. Who knows what the future holds for Link? Okay, so let's go back and read the little hints at the bottom of the screen. The big enemies often have weak points. Try using various items of treasure to attack them in a number of ways. That way you're bound to hit upon the right combination. Yeah, so like when I faced that dragon, I couldn't hit it with the boomerang, so that's why I wanted to throw my sword at it. Some of the nasties in the labyrinth are controlled by a ringleader. If Link finds this ringleader and does away with him first, then all the other enemies in the room will disappear. Okay? In the labyrinths, Link will come across some kind-hearted people who will help him out. Listen well to what they say and discover the enemy's weak points. Okay, so we don't need that. Don't need that. Starting the game. Nah, don't need that. Don't need that. Talks about the basic controller. Main and sub screens. So when you can pause it, but not go to the sub screen, but when you press another button, go to the sub screen. So the overworld, that's when you're out there above the trees and the lakes and stuff. And then the underworld are all the maze-type areas. Skills for battling the enemies. Start with the sword. And use treasures. Okay. So you can use the shield. So he's got this. So if I'm facing something, the shield will block it, possibly. So I should get this magic shield whenever I can. I think I remember I found one guy who sold those. They're really expensive. White hearts tell you how wounded Link is. Yes, for that. Find many entrances to get into the labyrinth and the ruins. Okay. However, sometimes you can find them hidden deep in the forest or mountains. So look carefully. You never know where an entrance would be. Rubies. Okay, so we call them rubies. Alright. I can have up to 255 rubies. Good to know. Can't launch a raft until he's at a dock. During the game, there'll be some places Link won't be able to get without first using his raft, so I'll have to figure out what that is. So there's the art containers, hearts, berries, keys, ladder. Use the ladder for crossing holes and rivers. Okay. Map and compass, you'll need those. Letter to a little lady. I did pick that up, I think. I recall getting that. Let's see anything about the rings. Safe operate so give them strength, really flip things. Clock, I saw that. One boomerang, magic boomerang. so you can stun enemies. Haven't seen the magic boomerang yet. Bomb. Okay, so I guess it's just for enemies, not for stuff. Let's 4 bombs. 8 bombs. So the bow. So I got the bow, but I don't have any arrows, and you can only use a bow if he's got an arrow. Oh, each arrow shoots, he loses a ruby. And some enemies can only be disposed of using a bow. No, candles. So you would need a candle to light up a dark room. Blue. One used only. Red. Lasts for a little while. Whistle. Don't know what it does. Enemy bait. Oh, okay, so you can use that to put it down and the enemies go to that. It does pump all the enemies. Magic wand. Magic wand that wizard uses with those magic spells. He picks up the book and those spells, you can chance them. Let's get the Triforce together. Okay. Once I get the last Triforce fragment, I can warp to the entrance to the 9th labyrinth by blowing the whistle. Good to know. Alright, so the overworld. So you start the game. Move to screen. Enemies. So here's some enemies. Fairies. Caves are not only in the places you can see. What was that you said? I looked for the caves in every nook and corner, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Well, you know, they're not just only in the places you can see. Link just might be able to pass through the pathways he hasn't been able to get through by using something else. Get the gist? I'm guessing a bomb? I don't know. We'll see. Legend has their caves in every possible place above ground. Link's bound to find them as long as he has enough power. Good idea. So maybe when he gets the power thing that lets him lift rocks, he can get there. I don't know. Okay, so it'll tell you what level you're going to somewhere. Because you should do them in order. Yes. So there's a map. But if you get it, you can see where you're going. In the caves where people live are invisible closed doors. How to open them, that's a secret too. Good to know. Lots of treasures. Attacking the grand labyrinths. I guess that little thing was a shell, maybe. Just after starting the game, if you make sure Link always goes to where the fairy lives, remember the kind fairy who revives your life hearts, then the game will be easier for you. Well, I have no idea where that is, so. See, so that dragon I faced was called the Aqua Mentis type of dragon. Some call it unicorn, as well as having a lot of attacking power. It's about fearful of moon. Its main beams. I think that was it. But death of Ganon. What is Ganon? It's Ganon like nobody knows, nobody's lived to tell the tale. If Link's no match for Ganon, his mind, whatever attack Link uses, Ganon just repels it, but if Link could only use the magical sword and some other object, he'll manage to topple behind Ganon. Other object? What's that? I don't know. Pay attention to the rooms Link can't get to in the map. There's bound to be a hidden passageway in the rooms that Link's already passed through. Keep your eyes open. Good to know. So the complete strategy for getting to level 1 Eagle. So I read that, so it said go to the cave, that's where I got the sword. Oh, there's a boomerang on the screen there. That's weird. Maybe you throw it or something. So go north, forest, to the lake. Yep. So that's how I knew to go there to get the first labyrinth. Okay, so there's a map to get to level 2 underground labyrinth. So, okay, so it looks like I would go down and then to the right. Make my way that way. Okay. And then compliance with FCC regulations. We won't read that. 90-day limited warranty, Nintendo game packs. Well past that, my friends. And then here's a Legends of Zelda map and strategies. So if I get stuck, I'll refer to this. I guess that was included in the game. It's got a bigger map in there, some more details about stuff. So I'm not going to get to that right now. I'm going to see if I can get that level 2 taken care of, and then try and figure out what to do from there. So, okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this complete guide to level 1 and 2 levels. So I'm not going to look at level 2, but I'm going to look at this one. So these two maps, much to be learned about the underground world and the lessons survive. So start, key, yep. I don't know if that, can't see what that is. Look, we'll find the first Eagle by crossing the bridge into the lake. Aquamenus, the blue Glorias, and the chaps will be tough to beat. So the key, yep, nothing there. Key there, compass, got it. I think that's the map which I got. There's the bow which I got. Boomerang which I got. Key, heart, and triforce. So I think I got all of that stuff. So Gloria, which is red, which I fought. Gel. I called it a drippy thing, but it's a gel apparently. Stalfos was the skeleton dudes. And Keese was a bat. I don't know why they just didn't call it a bat. Alright. So, let's see about getting back to playing the game.